I was preparing for an organized trip to Israel with 40 other Canadians. And before going to the Holy Land, my friend Mark asked me an unusual question. See, he knew I was going to the center of the universe, where everything started. So he asked me, Alexandre, would you carry a prayer for me? Well, I knew Mark was somewhat spiritual. Sometimes he said things that surprised us, but I never knew him to be particularly religious. Bringing a prayer. Now, Mark, this prayer that he had was based on a flaw. He smoked. He wanted to quit, but he felt he didn't have the courage to make it himself. Okay, Mark, I'll do that for you. 9,000 kilometers later, the Holy Land. We were just about to visit the western wall of the Holy Temple of Jerusalem. Our tour guide, Avi, gave us some instructions. You take a piece of paper, you write your prayer, and you bring it to the wall. Now, we bring prayers to the western wall, but the idea is not to pray to the wall. Nobody likes to talk to a wall, right? So you may know how that feels. You may have a wall at home. No, we don't pray to the wall. Rather, it is said that we pray to the divine presence, the Shekhinah, that is said to stand behind the wall. So after Avi's instructions, there was a solemn scribbling session. I took up my pen. I was carrying a prayer for Mark in my head, so it was time to put it on paper. Give Mark the courage to quit smoking. Well, that was easy. Maybe it was too easy. My fellow travelers were still scribbling. Should I write another prayer for myself? But I didn't know what to pray about. See, I had a good job, I had great friends, I had a perfect family, and unlike Mark, I didn't have any flaws. Well, okay, maybe there's something you know that I don't. Yet here I was, a perfect opportunity in Jerusalem, the middle of a region that has known centuries of conflicts, generations of wars. If there's one place to think of a prayer, this is it. Throughout the generations, throughout the years, this city was completely destroyed and rebuilt 9 times. And yet the western wall of the Holy Temple still stands today as a witness to what some would want to do. It has seen that there are those who would want to destroy not only a city, but an entire people, just because they're different. I grabbed another piece of paper. Give us the ability to accept each other so we may live in peace. Armed with my 2 prayers, I made my way throughout the crowd in the plaza towards the western wall. With each step I took, it grew larger, more majestic, until I finally made it throughout all those people my spot on the wall. I recalled Avi's instructions. You fold the little paper and you put it in the wall. You will find a crack. You know, every year there are 1 million prayers placed in those crevices of the western wall. But there's always a spot for yours. You place your hand on the wall and you say your prayer. Put your hand on the wall to show God that you are here. Okay? Give Mark the courage to quit smoking. All right, next one. As I stood there, just one hand on the wall, I looked to my right, I looked to my left, and some people were more into it than I was. So I thought, well, while I'm in Jerusalem, why not do as we do why not do as the Jerusalemites do? Give us the ability to accept each other so we may live in peace. I was up against the wall, my face pressed against the old stones of the wall. And for that moment, even though there were hundreds of people in the plaza, for just those few stretched out seconds, I felt alone. And I felt a sort of presence, as if there was a voice saying, it's going to be all right. And to this day, I don't know if that was the voice of God. I have no answer to that. But I do know this. For that moment, and since that time, I truly believe that one day we will have peace on this earth. Quand les hommes vivront d'amour, il n'y aura plus de misère, et commenceront les beaux jours. When we live out of love, that is the day that we will finally have peace. Or as John Lennon said, imagine all the people living life in peace. Ooh, ooh. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one to have this dream. I may have been alone in that moment, but I know there were other people who believed in this dream. And I'm sure there are some in this room who have this dream so that we may live in peace. Lennon further said, a dream you dream alone is just a dream. But a dream you dream together is a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, we will have world peace one day. World peace will only happen when we accept each other. And when we all dream this dream together. So what do you say? Let's dream.